everyone, welcome back to another video. So today I thought I would do something a little bit different, but I've been away and I feel like I've got so much to catch up on in terms of organising my kit. We're starting to get into wedding season and I've got quite a few trials and weddings booked up, so I need to really organise my kit. So I thought I'd do a video with that today, sort of day in the life, sorting myself out, sorting my kit out and just figuring everything out basically. So I recently bought some bits and bobs. I've had this clear case for probably like a couple of years now. I've never used it, so I don't know whether to put stuff in here. I have also bought some, sorry, they're still in the packaging, of the Vueset. I really don't know how to say this, Vueset. Either way, they're really, really good. So we've got the Viking Jack and Mango. So I'm trying to figure out what to do exactly with these. I need to put some bits and bobs in it. So I think I'm going to do that today and figure out what's going in where, why it's going in there, and organising it because I like it to look in a nice colour order. So I'm going to do that this morning. I have also ordered some bottles which came in this morning, which is good. So some of the little 15ml bottles for my foundations, as I ran out of them and I've been carrying my glass bottles in my kit and it's really, really heavy. I have bought some stuff yesterday as well, which I'm still waiting to come. So yes, I have got all that to do. So I think this morning what I'm going to do is start organising what I'm exactly putting in what case and where, sorting my kit out and just doing a general day in the life of makeup artist. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It's going to be a little bit more relaxed than my other ones. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it and thank you for watching. Okay, so sorry it's a really like dodgy angle. So basically what I was trying to do, I don't know if you can sort of see here, but I'm trying to like do it on the computer where I can see what colour I'm putting in where. So I'm doing like the dropper tool to pick up the colour and then I'm actually putting it in the palette. So I've been doing that, but I find it so much easier just to sort of do things. Sorry, I don't know if it's focused. I find it so much easier just to sort of do things and do it as I go. So I think what I'm going to do is literally just get the palette and do it rather than plan it, because I find I know what I'm doing while I'm doing it. So I'm going to do that instead. Okay, so I respect this might not be the best angle, but it's the best that I can really get of what I've got. So I've basically set up my area. So I've got a mat to keep everything sanitary. I've got some alcohol wipes. I've got alcohol as well that I've sprayed down everywhere. It's still wet, I'm just letting it dry, but I've got my palette. I've got my spatula. Obviously, I've got these palettes. And then I've got all of my products just sort of laying around here. So what I'm going to do is basically just sort of get into it, get everything depotted, and then just sort of show you through part of the process while I do it. And today I'm focusing it on blushers and highlighters. Also, quick note, I am going to be filming a TikTok of this while I do it. So if you see my phone here, that's why I have that there. Okay, so I am using my Viking Jack palette, which is the bigger one of the two. I was really umming and ahhing whether to put like concealers and contours in here, but I have still got one bigger than that, which I think is going to be better. And I have got this really tiny one, which I thought I was going to put blushers in, but I feel like I have to keep topping it up all the time. So I didn't know whether to actually use this as more of a cream eye palette, so eyeliners, like a gel eyeliner, things like that. So I think I'm going to use it for that instead. So I'm starting off with this one here. So this is a highlighter. And then what I'm going to do, I'm literally, sorry if I'm a bit close to the camera, I'm hoping it stays in focus. I think I'm going to mash it onto the palette. And I am going to record while I do it. I can probably insert the clips of what I'm doing as well. Like so. There's still loads left in there, so if I need to top up I can do, but that's how that's looking. It's just literally just sat on there like a little frog on a lily pad. So now we're going to get mushy and mush it all up. Oh, this is going to get messy. I might actually melt this, you know. I'm going to get a spoon and melt it, I think. Okay, so instead I'm doing a spoon. So I've just cleaned my spoon, this is how it's looking. I'm going to do half a piece to begin with. So I'm doing half a piece of highlight. You know what? No, because that looks really small. I'm going to do the whole load. And then if there's more that I can melt, because it was all stuck in the bottom of the packet, I'm going to do more as well. I don't want it to overflow. So that's how that's looking. And I'm just going to, this is what all the makeup artists do, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold it over the candle. This is a longer process, I will admit. Oh, it's going, it's melting. Woohoo! Woohoo! So I've got my palette ready here, and what I'm going to do as soon as it's melted, I'm going to pour it all in the palette, and I'm going to put the highlighters in the top left. Oh, whoa! Okay, that's looking really nice. I'm going to scrape out excess. So I'm just going to let that settle and dry in the palette. Okay, so I've done two, if you can see that, two of the highlighters are now both in there. I'm going to do the blushes now. So I don't know whether with the blushes just to sort of squeeze them in. Oh, there's a lot more in here than I actually thought there was. So that's quite nice. Yeah, it's a very sort of creamy consistency, this one. So I don't know whether to manually put it in, although it is going in really awkwardly. I think I will just heat it up. So I'm doing the exact same as I did before. I've just sped up the video so you can see it a bit quicker, but I'm taking the blusher now from my blusher palette, adding it onto the spoon, and then I'm melting that down over the candle to then pour into the palette. And I'm working in sections as there's a lot of product in these palettes, so I'll insert a quick clip here. This is my Danessa Myrick palette, so as you can see I'm taking some of the product, melting it down and then adding it into the palette. You can see as well there is a lot more product, so I did work in sections. I think I did about a third each per colour, which did take quite a bit of time, and it is such a soft and dewy formula. So I did actually end up doing the first two melted down over the candle, and then for the second two colours at the end of the palette I did actually end up just squishing them in, because it took so much less time because I didn't have to work in sections. I could literally just get it in and go. So I did that for the second half of the palette. You'll see it doesn't look as clean and as neat, but it does the job. It condenses it down, so I will show you that at the end so you can see how that one looks like as well. So again, I'm doing the exact same as before. I'm adding some more blusher onto a spoon and then melting it down over the candle. These are some new LYS blushes which I've just bought, so there's another little video there. This video is from my TikTok Phoebe Valentine makeup, so feel free to check that out. But this is the progress that I'm at, and I'm just adding some more on, so getting this deeper, really pretty berry shade of blusher, and then melting that down and then pouring that into the palette as well. So I'm just doing the same process as before with some different brands of blushes, so I'm just carrying on with that one there. Okay, so I have just finished, I'm going to be careful because one of them is still wet, but I've just finished depotting all of the blushes. I'm going to let them dry just to make sure that they are all going to stay in place. A couple of them I ended up not melting because they're more of a balm consistency, so I did try with another product in the same formula, but I do find that it just wasn't the right consistency to melt, so I ended up putting them in manually. So they do look a little bit messy compared to the others, but I don't really mind that. So I am going to let them dry down, then I need to label them up, so I've got to label them as well, and then once I've done that, that is the blushes pretty much done. It's taken so much longer than I expected it to, but it's done now, so that's the main thing. So I'm just going to tidy up away everywhere, let them dry down, and I'll come back and show you what I've done. So this is the finished result. Everything's all dried now. I have still got a gap there, but I'm thinking I'm going to put another highlighter in. I have got a gold tone, I've got a pink tone, maybe another highlighter or a light glowy blush will go in there. But this is how it's looking so far. Sorry if the lighting's not 100% great. There's two of them that do look a little bit messier, which you can see there. They are more of a balm formula. The first two I did melt, but I felt like I didn't necessarily need to, and it took so much more time to melt them, which I don't really have. So I ended up just putting them in, but the rest of them I did melt in. It's crazy to see some of the formulas that actually end up going more liquidy than others. I don't know, it opens your eyes more to how the formula actually is and how it got on the skin, so it's quite good to do. So I've done that there. Now, just so I know what I've got in there, I've made up some little tags. I've literally just written them down with a Sharpie, so I'm going to literally just start sticking them on the back of the palette, so like this, as you can see, and I'm going to stick them like that, so I know exactly what I've got in there, and then when it runs out, if I want to refill it with the same brand and same colour, then I know exactly what colour that would be. So then I have this palette, and I've also still got my little Vueset palette here. I think I am going to keep this one for eye bits because it's so much smaller. It makes more sense. And probably keep this one here for face bits. So I've got these other bits that I haven't depotted. I don't have as many of these, so I don't have enough to fill up the entire space. But I feel like it's still going to be a lot more room than if I was to leave them in their individual packaging. So I think I'm just going to use these anyway. And I might actually just, rather than melting all these down, I might actually just sort of squeeze them in here because I feel like I waste so much product by melting them down. So I'm going to sanitize my hands first and foremost, and then I think I'm literally just going to sort of pull these out of the packaging and then crush it down a bit just to make sure that it stays inside the area I want it to. So again, I'm just gonna mush and crush, get this all pushed into the palette and then sort of work my way along. I have only got the 5 of them to put in, so it's not going to take as long, and I feel like because I'm not actually melting them as well, that saves a lot of time. So I'm just going to crush these in like so, and then I'll jump back with you once I've got all these melted down. Okay, so that is another one done. Obviously this one's quite empty because I haven't got all the products for it yet, but this is going to be more of a contour shaping sort of palette. I've got all the names on the back here. I've got a couple of lighter shades just at the top, and then the rest at the moment are more sort of deeper toned slash contour shades. That is those on the back there. Obviously I need to fill this up quite a bit more. I need to get some shades in between the darker and lighter shades, so that is something I am going to start doing. Right, so now I have got all of these, if I sort of show you here, these are all little 15ml bottles that I've been using to store foundations in, and they've been working really well. But I saw at a makeup show that people were using similar types for their powders. So I thought today I'm going to try and see about decanting my powders into here as well. Because obviously I've got things like my Huda powders, but the size of them is just absolutely ginormous. And also I do find that they're really tricky to get out of the packaging. So I am going to put the powders in here and see how they work. So I'm going to test it with one of the powders now and see how it goes. So this is just a translucent powder. So I'm just gonna pop some of this translucent powder into here. Last time I did this, I didn't have this little funnel, so it's a lot, oh goodness, it's a lot easier to do it with the funnel than it is without. So I've just sped this video up again, but it's literally the same process of adding powder into the funnel and then shaking it down into the bottle. Right, so then I put a stopper on the top. And this. So this is how it's looking so far. You can see the powder's in there. So I'm just going to test on the back of this how it works. The video went blurry, so I'm just showing a clip over the top from my TikTok of how the powder works. See, that works really, really well. I've got so much more control over the powder, and this is how it comes out. So I am going to do this for my Huda powders. I've got a Morphe powder I'm going to do it for. And I think that's, oh, and a air-based powder, which I really, really love. So I'm going to do it for all of those. So I've just got a sped up video of me doing the powders. As you can see, I've recorded it, which is all on my TikTok. So check that out if you want to see a full in-depth video of what I've done. Okay, so sorry that took a while. So now I've condensed down 2 of my big Huda Beauty powders into these 2 little powders, which is so much more useful. I've also done a couple of other powders. I've got a Morphe and my translucent, and then as well, while I was here, I love this powder, but I never use it. It's the most finely milled powder I've ever found, and I'm so scared to use it because it goes everywhere. So I've done the air-based powder into one of these little ones as well. So I've got all of these tiny little powders, which is so much more useful. I still need to do my brushes. I still need to do some admin, so I think that's what I'm going to get on with now. So sorry, I feel like the video so far has been a bit all over the place. I just really had to get my kit depotted. I feel like I've been putting it off for a long time, and I was really excited about doing it, but now I've done it, it's like taken hours to do. Like, it's taken a solid 3 or 4 hours. So I'm glad it's kind of done. I've still got a little bit left to do, but the pots haven't arrived yet, so I'm just gonna have a break from that. I need to sort out my kit. I need to put stuff back away. I've done a bit of admin. I've replied to emails. I've had a lot of people wanting hair, and it's like, I don't do hair, I just do makeup. The admin wasn't as bad as what I thought. There wasn't as much as what I thought. Don't get me wrong, I do love replying to people. It was just all sort of confusing queries. So that's all sorted. I still need to clean some brushes. I've got a trial this Sunday, so I need to sort myself out for that. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to start putting all the bits that I've sorted out today away and sort out a few of my brushes as well. Okay, so I still can't get over the size difference now of what these are and how much nicer it's going to be in my kit. My shoulder has been absolutely agonising recently, so I think I definitely need, I know it doesn't look as nice as the packaging because companies spend so much money on packaging, but I won't be able to have a job by the time I'm 30 if I keep going the way I'm going. I still need to do my foundations, but I think I'm going to depop them tomorrow instead. And some of them I don't actually need to depop because a few of them are actually already in plastic tubes, so all the Charlotte Tilbury ones are in plastic tubes, so I don't mind that so much. It's more of like the Too Faced and Uoma ones, which are all glass, so I feel like they're really, really heavy to hold. Still need to do those, but we're going to get there. I've got my big Illamasqua primer, but I quite like the packaging. It's so chunky though, so I think what I'm going to do, because I like to show what I'm using as well, I'm going to get a mini one of these, and then that just makes more sense than having the full size. I'm sorry, I keep talking about what I've done, but can we just admire the difference this has made? I am so happy. I'm obsessed with these palettes. This one still looks a little bit like half done, obviously, well, less than half done. But this one here, I am so happy about this. So I feel like I've been productive today. I feel like it's been a good day so far. I don't know where I'm going to put these now. I'm just going to shove them in the top. That'll be okay. So I'm going to clean my brushes now. Let's go and get that done. So again, just skipping through this part, I had quite a few brushes to clean, and it's the same old antibacterial soap, giving them a really good scrub, and then I am just laying them down flat to make sure they dry all evenly along the bristles. So that's what I did here. Okay, so brushes are now cleaned, kit is pretty much sorted. I still need to depot some of my foundations, but I'll get round to that. Everything else is pretty much there. Everything's cleaned, everything's sorted. I still need to pack my kit for Sunday, but I think I'm going to do that closer to Sunday, so I think I'll do that Saturday. So I feel like I'm more in the zone the day before than if I did it early. I'm going to panic and be like, oh, but did I pack that? And did I pack this on Saturday anyway? So it makes sense for me to pack all of my kit on Saturday. I'm pretty much there with everything. I've done my admin. I still need to alter my website a bit. There's so many like little bits that I need to do that I just keep putting off, to be honest. I'm sorry, I keep spinning. I've got a spinny chair. But yeah, I'm pretty much there with everything else that I needed to do. I need to give my beauty room a good sort out and clean. You can sort of see I'm facing a different direction to what I normally face. But I've just got bits of makeup and stuff everywhere. I recently travelled to New York and I've only just got back and everything is just pretty much everywhere. I've got like 2 whole big tubs of unopened products and I need to just have a look through, be ruthless and just realise what I want and what I don't, because I've just got too much stuff. So I think I'm pretty much just going to do that this afternoon. It's more just a depotting sort of day today and organising my kit and cleaning my kit. So I know it probably wasn't the most exciting video. So yeah, it's been a bit of a different video to normal, but I hope you enjoyed it. This is my first time I've ever done a day in the life. And I think I'm going to watch it back and just think, God, my life's boring. But we've all got to start somewhere. So I hope you enjoyed the video anyway, and thank you for watching. If you have any other requests regarding anything video-wise, please do let me know and I'll be happy to film it. Thank you for watching today's video. I will see you in the next one, and goodbye.